This is the extent of practice. Pretty sure you need the rest of the band to practice your stuff. Well, you know, you gotta keep everything synced up and the like. Thinking of heading home. I would have been out the door if you weren't being a creep! Also, that's really weird. Again, this is like... There's a lot of weird timing things working out just a little too well. And on last class is literature. What was it again? Like the whole thing... God, never mind. My brain is fogging up. There's a lot of weird, like, exact timing things that make sense if you're running a fucking sitcom, but not if you're writing, where it doesn't matter that the timing is a bit less strict. You wanna, like, hang a minute? I got time. I got a minute. You wanna, like, hang? I got time. Sure, I really don't mind. Sit your ass down! Played acoustics, of course it did. You can hop right on electric. Maybe. Other people will do that. Now, one of my uncles, you know, one of the uncles who probably have shit-ass relationships. Actually, because I don't think this works. Because the way that a lot of this works, it's far more likely your uncle just stopped talking to you. Your family's a bit more traditional, and the implication is that this part of the family is a bit of an outsider. Black sheep, perhaps, even. Because of you and your new Western way of thinking. They'll give him shit for it all the time. So what do you prefer playing, honestly? At least I'm not playing another bass. And so I could do electric or bass for the band. They both fit the sound, so it makes us, you know, up and above them, but like, it's a comfort zone. It's a weird thing, like, easy to miss, but Fang plays bass in Goodbye Volcano High for the band, and it is Trish who plays the guitar. If I recall correctly. Which, you know, I like the unusual twist. Usually the lead singer is also the guitarist. On the other hand, having to keep both the melody and the lyrics does sound a bit more than keeping the background beat going. Also, Lucy would enjoy the fact that the class starts a little later. At 10 a.m. Ugh. No more 9. No more 8. They never showed up. They never showed up! Wow. I feel like... If you try to text them, no. Because I don't have... Because I shouldn't have to. I feel like this could work if you're later down the line, but not October. I feel like maybe towards December, this is starting to, like, build to a head where it's actually like, no, I shouldn't have to. I keep having to remind them, right? There's been months of having to remind them this is important. If we've talked about these plans, I shouldn't have to, like, remind you. You should care enough to remember. That's a very autistic thing to say, by the way. I've been told that's a very autistic thing to say. Apparently, normal people don't work like that. I mean, I don't get it. It just seems fucked up to me. Talk about something else, like anything, something, I don't care. Even though I try to keep neutral, change topics, the agitation is bleeding through their words. Nothing to talk about. Nothing, they just want to play a song for you. I don't think that apostrophe belongs there. It's just yours without it, right? I'm gonna throw this into Stop giving me shit. Yeah, no, yours is without it. I don't know. I don't know. It's only a couple months old. That's weird. There's a very strong implication that, like, while this change is happening, Fang hasn't really finished or done all that much. Why not you? Music experience piece. What you're capable of identifying guitars based on sound alone. Oh wait, hold up, one thing. Yeah, you can figure out it's Fang's guitar, but you're surprised that it's an acoustic. How does that make sense? Yeah, I can identify that guitar I didn't know you played. It was a chicken shit. Dropped out of sound design as soon as I began it. I got a little more idiot. Alright, let's do it. You can just open this to the side and just see what the... It's Dabu. Begin again. What about the baby instead of Dabu? They glance my way with the last two words. I mean, they're on the shoulder, take a slow deep breath. They close their eyes as they feel their lungs. They seem prepared. They only stand still for some moments. What does that fuck does that mean? Some moments. You know, it's just a handful of them. Every couple of moments. There's no fucking poetry here. There's no effort to like actually deliver text in art form. And we never felt. Oh my god, we're doing this again. Again, there's so little effort here to make this poetic, or to make this like interesting. It's way too mechanical. Part of that is just that it's trying to say as much as it is. Man, I'm so sad. I can't believe I'm being affected by shit emo music. Amber Eyes, stop kissing Nasser. Wow! Wow. So I pointed out last time, I think we were like listening to stuff, and there's like a moment where it feels like the VA is dropping the Fang voice, and it's just saying the line as themselves. All I can think about is, how do you fix that in a fucking patch? Because you can't just get the VA back to record one line in the same studio. You hire that shit for like a day or two, and you just crank it out. Back there, have more firmly. No hiding. The bashful smile across their beak. Come on, you can do better than that. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. I actually thought it was good. That's such a weird thing to say. You already have the approval of the fucking person you're trying to impress for your career. What do you give a shit what Anon has to say about this? Like, I know that you're being smitten by this man, but I fail to see why. Like, if the sole reason is that he approves of your music, do remember that like quite a few people are not exactly arguing that Fang is bad at music. Like LJ says, Fang's good enough to go solo. There's an argument you made that Goodbye Volcano High Fang does the whole music stuff because they want to provide for their friends and have something that can keep them together. Like, they don't have to get your own careers. If I just play music good enough, we can all have the money we want, you know. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. There's something about this that just doesn't work for me. It's balmy. Buddy, you can't say hot and balmy in the same fucking sentence. Balmy just means hot. Balmy. Pleasantly warm. How can it be balmy and hot? You can't describe something as balmy and then it's hot and humid. It's also unpleasant, by the way. It doesn't ever be hotter than it was all the time when I first got here. Ugh. Again, I feel like actual Fang, right, with new people would be like, oh, Rick, you mean that? Because, again, this Fang is not socially adept, right? They're very isolated, they're an introvert, they don't have that much social skill or finesse. So when they're confronted with this, they go like, oh, what, really? Come on, dude! I don't mean you have to be, like, autistic and take everything literally, but enough that it's like, how much do you actually mean that? This feels really out of style for Goodbye Volcano High to call attention to the biologics of people. Get with the fucking rapping. Again, it's one of those words where it feels like someone learns it and they just want to keep using it instead of like, oh, I'm just tapping my knuckle, you know? Who fucking taps their knuckle? You rap it. I'm Enon Moose and I'm here to say that I'm Enon Moose and I'm here to say. Wonder why they did that. Probably stop losing and killing themselves. Safety. Luke doesn't have a title with. So if we're gonna go with the angle that Lucy and Gabava get a higher look to get in, how do you fit in Mrs. Roberts? I think the way you could make LJ work is that it's like, oh no, it's someone that actually cares, that like loves her music. And look at all these losers she has to contend with, you know, that angle of they're rough and tumble but they're still into it. And then Mrs. Roberts could fit in as like, it's a teacher that cares, you know? Teacher that actually pays attention for once and has something to say. Kinda wish I had a cigarette right about now. Whatever gets set on the roof stays on the roof. Jesus fucking Christ, we're literally just doing the rooftop scene? Really? I understand what you're trying to do, but I don't think the rooftop scene works. Like, part of the reason why Goodbye Volcano High works the way it does is because Fang has no one to fucking talk to. You're kind of isolated from their friend group because they're all accepting Rose, and Rose is the bad thing. That's not supposed to happen. Also, having you literally call out, I'm doing the good thing for the rooftop scene, is always fucking gets me. It doesn't go, ah, of course you are. Thanks, buddy. I don't like this insecurity, but it kind of makes sense. Like, I feel like the way this Fang would work is they would first say, it's gonna happen, and then they kind of course correct. Always overselling and then correcting. We're real magicians. We do magic. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's because it's like August. It's October and it's in fucking April. Maybe because they feel like, you know, you got some more time. Want to enjoy Halloween? We got to practice. Sometimes they just can't. He was focused on writing a campaign about how the world's going to end. Can I just point out the asteroid doesn't even feel like it shows up all that much? Like, it's kind of been in the corner over there, sitting with a newspaper just hanging out. When she's finally back with her coconut guns that fires in bursts. I feel like while this is a thought that Fang has, on some technical level, I don't think it's something they would say, especially not someone like Anon. Of their old stuff. Also, it's kind of... First off, it's kind of implied that, for one, some of the other people also wrote these songs. Like, I'm pretty sure that Jimmy Two-Face is implied to have been written by Trish to some extent. And this, It's Not Me Anymore, it does to some extent. I don't know how to put this, but it doesn't feel like it's that simple, right? It's Fang wants to see what they can do with their career, where they can take it, where they can end up, what they can achieve, you know? It's not necessarily that it's not them, it's that they want to see where they can end up if they try. Just want to grab and just ask, what the fuck is wrong with you two? I've heard them drop an F-bomb either. This, again, makes way more sense if it's, like, been months and it's at the thing itself and they finally succeeded and then Trish is like, oh no. Like, at this point, you cannot reuse any of the future scenes anymore because Fang being allowed to process any of these thoughts whatsoever does fundamentally alter Fang's personal stance on things. But again, I don't think this is Fang anyway. It's neither of the two Fangs, really. Am I doing something wrong? Well, maybe if you downloaded enough penises from the internet, something would fix magically. I know you should not be the person to tell someone that they should talk to other people. Although, admittedly, you are being confronted with that quite a bit with Leo and everything. Are we giving Anon fucking Trish's lines now? Listen, I'm gonna have to quote Mr. Spears. He doesn't exist, but he exists. Okay. Why would you talk to Reed first? Isn't Trish like your biggest, bestest friend in all this? Like, especially considering that Reed forced you into an L&L game. Like, I feel like there should be a bit more. Like, I could talk to Trish. They're my best friend. Weird, no alarms. Because they're not a girl! You've literally not called them a girl in so long. You've constantly been using their pronouns. You've been using the name they point out. Like, I don't know, man. It doesn't work. It works so much better when Anon actually uses the she/her pronouns. Because then it feels like he believes it himself. I don't like this. It's like your power is that you're a 4chaner and you use your anonymity to tell the truth. Like, I get it, but that doesn't work. Like, half the point of it is that no, that's not good, and you're fucking stupid if you think it is. You people aggrandize school shootings as heroes. Why do you think we made that ending one? Okay, so he is a fucking thinko. Cuvier. It's an anniversary of the folk parade down the whole thing. Like, how the fuck do you have that for a Pangea? Like, that kind of makes sense for America, where a whole bunch of towns are founded randomly by settlers. It doesn't really feel like that makes sense for this. Oh my fucking god. I'm honestly baffled that Reed's parents hold the party, considering he's, you know... So lip-cucked after all. I feel like if you wanted to like, you just can't slather a layer of grime on Goodbye Volcano High's universe. The way you have to address it is like you would address a dystopia, where it's like, okay, yeah, it looks as good as it looks, but the problem is that what it takes to get there isn't good. You know? Fang is calling out his virginity. That feels really off. Of all the things we've been doing here so far, I don't think calling out for... Woo! That hurts. That hurts. I don't get this. You know what this fic feels like to some extent? It feels like someone who's like, man, I really want to date Goodbye Volcano High Fang, but also I don't actually like him, you know. Man, isn't it weird how so many things are coming together weirdly coincidentally, Anon? God, who needs Naomi to organize things like this? because Fang is small, even though they're the tallest character in the cast, if I recall correctly. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't get it, man. Kind of prefer Volcano High Fang as a couple. An interesting combination, to say the least. Feels a bit weird that I don't know the maturity to let it rant. Ah, nah. Like I said with the whole Leo thing, there's something going on. Chapter 9, The Unknowing. We're actually getting really close to Chapter 13, at which point I can throw this in the bin as a whip that we'll get back to when it's finished, which it will never be finished because this is how this goes. The last update apparently was March. Let me look at the update schedule here. Holy shit. 2024. October, and then okay. October, November, March, April, May, June, September, every couple of months. I mean, I guess there's a break of like 4 months here, so yeah. 2 updates back then, though. Let me see if there's comments here that are like, hey, buddy, you can update? Hey, buddy. Nonetheless, it's 24th of March, so I guess no one's really giving a shit. Fair enough. Well, let's look ahead to the comments of... Oh, God, Chapter 9 is looking pretty beefy. Why are we having a fucking flashback sequence of something that's going to happen really damn soon regardless? Strange way to have Trish be the one to reveal Anon's past. The next chapter. Sorry, I know you can't escape canon of that, even an alternate universe that can't work from the start. I don't know if this works, but I guess I kind of want to see what Trish talks about then. Wasn't exposed just to the core group, which makes sense. It always felt like the whole school thing was meant to be like, Anon, you're a fucking idiot. See the fic with the reverse hermit card this time, though. It feels like Anon has forced himself inwards. Oh! Listen, I'm doing stuff that is hurting me, right? There we go. That is, in fact, hurting me. I'm just not being very smart about it. Ow! Ooh. I'm listening to this TTS, 9 chapters. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Okay, listen. One of the comments is, some of these comments are like straight up pointing out that things are looking a little weird. I'm going to look up Trish and see where she shows up in this. Oh, God, she shows up all over the fucking place. Also, why would Trish expose him in, like, chapter 9? It's probably going to happen towards the end. Is this your waifu? Also, why would Trish ever look this up? I don't know, man. Like, it makes sense in Snoot game because of what's going on and what the dynamics are. It feels weird to have Trish do this. Just look at this. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. This is really weird. It's all over. It's all over, man. Hold on, I need to do something. I'll be back in a minute. I'm back, baby. Back in black. Oh, the chapter 10 is barely very short, comparatively. Honestly, again, I would have preferred that if Anon outs himself in the racist sense, you know, that he calls Trisha Trigger and she doesn't even understand what the fuck he's talking about. Because again, it feels like a weird thing to introduce to this setting. But the other reason I kind of like the idea of making that the center point is that A, it's Anon, and it's something that he did, and 2, it makes more sense as something that would repel him. Anyway, Lunix Tarballs. Dude, you need an editor. So much of this word content stuff that doesn't go anywhere and needs to be seriously turned down. Like the scene where Reed's brother can be summed up as Reed is rudderless and Orson thinks he should be more ambitious. Obviously, I'm saying that's how the scene should have been, but it could have been a happy medium. Karsh given a time limit losing anything and replacing is glacial. I can't believe it took 9 chapters for some conflict to happen. Listen to this in 9 chapters. It's 13 hours of audio. Yep. Lunix Tarballs, unfortunately, you are officially going to be the recipient of a high five from Safi T. Crook for understanding that this is not fucking normal. It doesn't take the length of a novel to get to the fucking central conflict. In scientific terms, that's too fucking long, man. We only got so many chapters left anyway. Oof. But as we go along, it also means we're closer to the end. At worst case scenario, chapter 14 pops out and we have to worry about that, but I think I'm gonna call this one a win. Man, I like to think that sometimes we can all agree you shouldn't lick a ferret. They're disgusting to taste. Oh man, I've seen some Pokemon people go like, man, the battle factory should have come back. Remember when Pokemon had the battle factory? Poor guys, poor guys. Or should I say poor? Listen, I don't got much more to say. I guess next up is chapter 9. And finally something's going to fucking happen. Finally something's going to fucking happen. Can you imagine? Christmas! Just a week away.